Good evening, everyone. Give everybody a chance to get in here. Um, Blametag, say hello.
Hi, it's me, Blametag.
It is. Dr. Matthew, quote unquote,
It's,
Blametag Starr is here for therapy this evening. We've got Mel, hello. Welcome. Uh, Irish, hello. Alex, hiya. Mad Dog, hello. Mad Dog, by the way, I see all your pictures on Facebook, man. You are embracing the metal and the goth. Let's go. That's cool shit. Philly Essential. Welcome. Alex says, hi, Blame Tag. Um, Hero says, here to talk about how much I like Blame Tag's work. Yeah, that we can do that. Alex says, Pulitzer Prize winning Blame Tag. That's caused quite the uproar. We'll talk about that tonight, too. That was a lot of fun.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I definitely won the Pulitzer Prize. I can't show it because it has my real name on it, and I don't want to be doxxed. But I'm looking right at it. It's
Yeah, right.
right in front
So,
of me. Yeah.
so real quick, while we're doing this, just to let you guys know, um, the Serving Times is the official retail Warzone sponsor. Welcome, Brian. Brian says, "Yo, love the Pulitzer-worthy Serving Times, as we all do," and that's a good segue. So I made this new graphic for our sponsor, the Serving Times, proud sponsor of the Retail Warzone 2023 Pulitzer Prize winner for the article Watley's Recession, and it's also an AI-free publication. Underneath that, you see the address for his Substack, and also the address for the Substack is in the description of the video below. Speaking of Substack, Retail Warzone is on Substack. If you have not checked that out yet, what that is it basically changed podcast hosting, and I switched over to Substack because Area French and Blame Tag kind of recommended that. And honestly, there's been some cool things happen. To let you guys know, the podcast had been hosted through Anchor, which is Spotify. And before I made the change, I was like somewhere around 170 or whatnot followers. But when I made the change from Spotify to Substack, we're almost at 200 followers on Spotify. It's the weirdest thing. So the link to the Retail Wars on Substack is in the link to the description of the video as well. So if you guys haven't checked that out, please do. It's not just a podcast. Every once in a while, I'll get a wild hair and be angry about something in retail, and I will sit and write something. And it's usually filled with piss and vinegar. So if you like that kind of stuff, check it out, subscribe, all that other good stuff. So, having said that, here we are, retail therapy sessions. So it's been a while. We're in Mariah season, which
Oh,
sucks. Um, if you are familiar with our song and the video, what's up? Runs with Razors. Good to see you, Erica. If you are familiar with Please Don't Be a Karen this year, feel free to pass that around. We hit over 10,000 plays last year. It'd be really nice to get around 50, hit around 15,000 this year. That'd be cool. Spread it far and wide. It is what I refer to as the retail national anthem for this part of the year, and it is very fitting. And a lot of people need to hear it who haven't, because the people that are posting on Facebook and all over the place that they hate that song, if they haven't heard ours, trust me, it'll give them some relief. So
and I think we're still looking for our hero to play it over the store's PA system.
that is correct too. You are 100% Blame Tag. If we got anybody out there that watches this stuff, if someone can send me a video, if you look right down here, you'll see mailbag, thegenerationvoid at gmail.com. If you can send me a video of this song being played over the store intercom, you will be immortalized. We will dedicate an entire episode to you. We will have you on the show to say whatever you want to say. That's
We'll
the
commission
challenge.
statues and everything.
Do what?
Commission a statue.
Yes, that you would be the honorary retail Warzone hero if, and I would guess Serving Times hero as well. Um,
I'd have to run a profile, I think,
yeah,
for the first person that did that.
yeah. So the person that would do that and give us video proof that is played through the intercom system. And probably the easiest way is somebody to do it at Walmart, which would be even more fitting, to be honest with you. We will immortalize you. You know, if we have to AI a statue of you or whatnot, we will. And Alex says, give out another Pulitzer for it. Sure. Um, and Hero says, the retail war zone does not assume any liability for playing things over store intercoms. No, we do not. This is free will. You make that choice. We're not a cult. We're not forcing you to. You know, it's a decision that you make. And decisions have consequences.
My wife says we're a cult.
Your wife says we're a cult?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you said that before, yeah.
Mrs. Blametag is throwing some shade. Wow. Okay, but if we're a cult, we're at least a cool one. So there's that.
Yeah.
And we're not telling anybody to drink Kool-Aid. So this ain't the Jonestown massacre. Hero says Steve's wife agrees. And Erica says cult of retail personality. That's excellent. That's excellent. Second City Saints, CM Punk. Yo. Good stuff. And then Brian says, how fitting since we are in peak holiday time at my store. Yeah. You know, whoever. Oh, Alex says, come join our cult. We have cookies. And we have a cool Christmas song, too. And we have content. So, Blametag, I'll turn it over to you a little bit. Spew off whatever you want to spew off. Tell us what's been going on with you. You know, your switch from Substack and all that other stuff. And go from there.
Well, just on Substack, I like it. It's, I don't know, when I came over from WordPress, I was kind of like, this is a more grown-up blog. It allows me to do a lot of things that I wanted to do, but I also don't want to pay for the servingtimes.com because I'm so cheap.
Right.
So,
well,
yeah, it's nice. I'm enjoying it, though.
Well, you know, my renewal's coming up for the retailwarzone.com, and if you just wanted the name, it's like $16 for like the year. It's not expensive. If you just wanted to make sure that nobody got the name, and that's what I did. I think I paid $16.99 or something like that just to make sure the name was secured and nobody could get it. So if that's something you're thinking about, it's not that expensive. It gets expensive when you start paying for hosting and stuff like that, but you know, just to reserve the name, make sure you don't get undercut one day. That's the way.
I don't like WordPress. It was something like $13 the last time I checked, but then I started reading up that like their servers were shitty and stuff. So, you know, instead of trying to find another one where, you know, I don't know web design or anything.
Yeah. Well, that's why Wix is actually pretty cool, because Wix has a hosting thing, and I just didn't do it because, I mean, face it, I mean, I work retail/grocery. I don't have the time really to do a website, even though it's still out there in its original form. But that's where it gets expensive, and is when you start hosting, you know, web content. And that is what makes Substack cool, because I wouldn't imagine your website content would be much different than what you have on Substack. So, you know, it could be interesting to see if there's a way to secure your domain and link it to your Substack. That would be cool. And Alex says he only pays $12 a year for his domain. He uses Wix for his website and has 3 LLCs. So maybe
something to think about for the future. I mean, I'm comfortable at the moment, though.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the thing. I mean, I think the comfort level of what we do right now is pretty good, and the fact that, you know, like I said, I bought the domain just in case, you know, because there's a bunch of shady people out there that, you know, I may be very small, but you know, I've been in like quite a few like articles or whatnot, and some asshole could be like, oh, I'm gonna go try to grab the retailwarzone.com, and one day we're big and I can't get it. So it was just like, I'll just suck it up and get it now. And Hero says the Retail Warzone is not sponsored by anyone but the Serving Times. That is correct. That is correct. So,
I mean, if someone ever came along and was offering to, you know, give you actual money for that sponsorship, I would be willing to share that billion.
Well, you would still be the number one sponsor, money or not. You know, I don't the best. I mean, we don't do video game shit. I mean, I don't see. I mean, we're pretty not not safe for work around these parts most of the time. So the chances of getting any kind of sponsorship like that are slim to none. And I've gotten some weird stuff, but no, nothing. Actually, I take that back. I did get an offer for like a sponsorship for a microphone, and at first I was like, "Oh shit, this is cool." But this was the details. Was you had to uh, pay for half of it and the shipping. And I'm like, that's not a sponsorship. That's you want money. If you want me to sponsor your shit, it's gonna be for free. Sorry. This is the way it works. Iris says, Blametag, what was the article that was the most fun to write?
That's a good question because, I do enjoy doing it. Also, Irish, try not to be a weak-hearted bitch, too.
What?
Sorry, just someone on Reddit the other day called Irish a weak-hearted bitch, among some other things I won't repeat, but...
Irish, did you get called out on Reddit to be a weak-hearted bitch? You didn't tell me about this. Mad Dog says, funny. I'm usually listening on speakerphone when at work. That's good. Oh, Irish said LOL and Brian said shots fired. Hero says, I think BetterHelp or something like should be all over you. BetterHelp's like a mental health thing. Is that not right, Hero? You told me about that before.
Yeah, it's like all like a lot of my podcasts advertise that's like what do you call it? Like Zoom therapy.
Oh, Zoom therapy.
Something like that.
Irish says it's routine on Reddit, by the way, Blame. Weak-hearted bitch. Wow.
I'm starting to see that, yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's another thing. You're a mod, right?
Yeah, I'm moving up in the world. Yeah, I'm a mod now, yeah.
How's that experience been?
It's not bad. I mean, I think I miss all the exciting ones. I kind of see it after. Like, I've banned a few people. People are jerks. Like, people come on to just insult retail workers, like, oh, that's just do your job, like stuff like that. And it's fun to kick them off.
Iris says, welcome to the dark side of Reddit, Blametag. Well, shit, we've already been part of the dark side of Reddit. If people just don't like you, they'll downvote you into like another universe.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, fuck Reddit. It was good for what it was, but like, look, we all know I'm into like the UFO thing. If you want to see some fucking shit, you want to see some negative Nancy nonsense going on, go to r/UFOs. It'll make retail hell look like a playground.
I think I'd have to check that one out.
Oh, it is something else because it is people, fighting left and right. Oh, well, that can't be real. That's CGI. I mean, it's just nonsense. Absolute nonsense. And it's about as bad as gaming leaks and rumors.
So to actually answer Irish's question, the two that come to mind is one is the one about ways to punch up your resume with jobs you didn't know you had, and it's I think like Tetris Champion is in there, Zombie Apocalypse Survivor is in there, just like jobs you have working retail that you didn't realize that that are actual skills.
You mean to tell me the guy that got lost in the back room is not one of your favorites?
Oh, it is though. But if you're talking about which ones were the most fun to write.
Oh, that true. Yeah, context and everything.
And the other one, and not just because of the response, just because I thought it was insanely funny, was the one about Andy Puzder having a hissy fit at the store.
Oh yeah. Well, not only are you Pulitzer Prize winning, you managed to piss that dude off too, for real.
Yeah. Yeah, I came across a screenshot of that today. Yeah.
Oh,
for that.
What did you think about you getting scooped on DeSantis's shoes?
I offered that headline. I mean, I was really proud of that headline, Ron DeSantis running in heels.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted someone to steal that.
Well, they fucking did. I mean, so for those of you who don't know, give some backstory on what you wrote, okay, so they can understand.
So basically, I mean, for those that don't know, is Ron DeSantis running for, the Republican nominee for president. He's wears these like ridiculous high heeled boots, and it looks like he's got lifts. And people have been making fun of it for the last couple of weeks. But back in I think like March, I ran a story, and it was Ron DeSantis to shoe store sales worker. Are these the biggest heels you carry? And the title of the article is Ron DeSantis running in heels, and it was just about him arguing about like he needed a bigger set of heels because he looked like a short ass next to Trump. And then a couple months later, everybody else starts doing similar stories.
Yeah, what was that I sent you? What publication was that?
Which one?
Ooh, about the heels, about the shoes.
Um, Let me look. You sent it to me on Facebook.
I or I no, I sent it to you in Blue Sky. So in reference, what happened was I'm scrolling through and I see this article, and actually I think I found it on Drudge Report. Honestly, to be perfectly honest, and it was an expose talking to like three or four different shoemakers talking about how DeSantis is wearing these heeled boots to make himself look taller. I'm
Uh,
like, Blametag, you got scooped.
I did read that. Yeah, I mean, in fairness, I did it first.
Damn right you did. You need to be cited. That's the thing that's irritating. Blametag is like the retail version of The Simpsons. The Serving Times is like the retail version of The Simpsons. There have been numerous things that he has written about that have come to fruition in major publications, correct?
That's true. They like to rip me off. I think I'm trying to think of some examples.
You know, that is one of the interesting things about all of us doing this. So, for those of us in the community who have bonded and talked all these years and whatnot, I think we're very well aware of people that circle us. Like they see things, or there's been instances even with the war zone where there's topics that have been covered that I've seen pop up in other places that are kind of, I'm not going to say obscure, but things that weren't front of mind. And that is one thing, regardless of what the numbers show for the serving times, or for the retail war zone, there are people that are dialed in to see what we're talking about. Because both of us, Blame Tang, I mean, we've had shit ripped off, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, and that's amazing. It's kind of flattering in a way, but at the same time, it's like, why don't you just come on down? Ask us some questions. And I've got to give Irish a lot of credit too, because, I had somebody ask me, all the different articles I've been in or whatnot, and I made a post on, Facebook with all the links. Irish really has spearheaded a lot of that. Irish is the undeniable biggest contributor to what we do in the background. He's unfortunately overseas, so his opinion on a lot of things do not resonate with U.S. media. And what'll happen is he'll get somebody on like Retail Hell looking for stuff, and he'll send them my way. Some have been cool, some have been short. I'm shout out to Wizzy Kim at Vox, because I really believe out of all the things I've done, I think the article she did that I participated in was one of the best, because it really ended on me, and it ended on what, our beliefs are, and our experiences are, which I think is really, really cool. And then Emily Stewart recently did the new Vox article about shoplifting and stuff like that. Oh, Blaine Tag, we need to talk about that too. And I was in there just a little bit, but the way I look at it is I don't care, you know, as long as it's not like tongue in cheek and negative, cool. I'll be in something. And, so far I've been treated fairly. I would not say that, there's been any article published that I've been part of where it made me look like a buffoon. So we got that going for us. And really and truly, one of the best ones was the Board Panda article I was in that had a lot to do with memes. But as you went halfway through the article, like the entire last half of the article was like retail wars on shit. And I felt like it was done pretty well considering, the content. So it's interesting. And that's a bad thing too, because Blametag, I feel like you should be getting some of this. I mean, I know you've participated in some, and the anonymity is an issue. Obviously for me, I don't really care, because it's not attached to my current work. I know for you, I know you've participated in a couple of things where just because you wanted to be anonymous, you were left out, which I think is kind of shady too, to be honest with you. If you just proved where you worked and whatnot, they should have used what you had to say. Because I remember there was a
Yeah.
one article that you were in, and you had to email them and be like, "Hey, fix that," right?
Yeah, that was I mean, I can't say which article it was, but yeah, that was Insider where I don't think they named me by name, but they said exactly where I worked.
Right.
I was like, anybody in my company is going to read this and know who this is.
And that's something too that, I mean, I wish you were more part of, because you have a lot to say, and obviously your writing reflects it. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of satire, but real world issues in the business, you have great thoughts and great perspective as to what goes on, especially me knowing where you're working. Man, that's some nonsense. I mean, that's a big fucking operation. And so you're well aware. And just for the record, how long have you been employed with your current employer?
Just under 10 years.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I haven't. That's commendable in itself, Blametag, because I've never worked for a company that long. I actually saw like something on Retail Hell, maybe it might have been, talking about jumping jobs to increase salary. I mean, 10 years at a job on the retail side of things is a death sentence because your pay raises aren't shit. And so I give you credit for being there that long. Going to the chat, what do we got here? Brian says the UFO Reddit is iconic. All other sides of Reddit are degrading into 4chan. That's true, but the UFO Reddit is it's kind of hateful too. Um, let's see what else we got here. Erica says that she's in that sub too. Yeah. Uh, Irish had a question for you. Do you prefer the satirical style of writing, or have you ever dabbled in comic book format or books, etc.?
I used to write short stories. I don't know that I was very good at it. I definitely was not good at following through with anything I started, which is why I think I'm well suited for like short form stuff.
Well, you and your brother both write, correct? And he does more long form. He does like books, correct?
Yeah, yeah, he writes a lot. Yeah, he's a novelist.
Yeah. So, maybe you two are kind of like the yin and yang of writing, in your family. Maybe it was intended for you to have the quick hits, and where it was intended for him to write the big ones.
Yeah.
It's just kind of how it is. Brian Jaffer says, I wonder if overseas retail has the same culture as here in the States. So, Brian, I think a good idea, because it's been a minute. Irish, what do you think about doing an episode maybe in the next couple of weeks talking about the difference once again in like retail here versus over there? I think, Brian Jaffer, is that something you'd be interested in hearing? Because he's an authority on the subject overseas. It could give some insight, and we're at a point now in our time in the podcast where we're going to have to start going through some older topics, whereas we've got newer people coming in that haven't seen everything we've done. That's a really good one. And, there's more information now than there was almost 4 years ago. So we could give you a good comparison and contrast. If that's something you'd be interested in, that is something that Irish and I can put on the board. Irish, are you good at that? Also, for the record, random. If you have a grocery store in your town and they sell Kerrygold butter, go buy it if you've never bought it before, because it's the best butter in the world. Just saying that. Props, Irish.
It is very good butter.
Oh, have you gotten it, Blametag?
Oh, I've had it in the past. Yeah.
Fantastic. So,
Yeah, not on a regular basis, but I've had it.
Also in the chat, TM Lynn says, "Have we discussed a Pulitzer Prize yet?" What would you have to say about that, Blametag?
Probably the greatest accomplishment of my life. I mean, I won a Pulitzer Prize. How many people can say that?
Yeah, but nobody can prove that. The Facebook army is going to come after you for that shit, right? I'm probably going to get canceled because of this.
I mean, that was one guy, and that guy was crazy. He was trying to get me to write for his website, and his website didn't seem like it was a comedy site.
Oh, like for real? There's a backstory to this? Oh, see, this is gold. All right, tell the story from the beginning. I want to hear it.
I was posting my stories in this group. He had a group, and it was like The Word Satire was the name of the group. And he was just posting like these really stupid memes. And like he started just adding everyone so that everyone in the group would get a notification. And I said to him, like, hey, if you're not getting interaction, you should try posting something funny. And then he got mad and started coming after me, telling me I was a fraud and a liar because I tell everyone I won the Pulitzer Prize when I didn't. I mean, when I obviously did, it's an easily verified fact that I am a Pulitzer Prize winning writer.
I mean, we have the picture. Look, just real quick. There's the picture. 2023 Pulitzer Prize winner for the article "What Leads Recession." What more do you need, right?
Yeah, you're literally not allowed to say that if you didn't win. Like that's like probably a law, I guess. I don't know, but I would never make that kind of claim if it wasn't true. And unfortunately, I don't use my real name is on it, so you're not even able to look it up or anything. But yeah, he was like, "I'd love for you to come write for my site because I love your stuff, but like, you have to admit that you lied about winning the Pulitzer Prize." And I'm like, I'm not gonna lie and say I didn't win the Pulitzer Prize when I obviously did. Like, what the fuck?
I love you.
Yeah, that guy was all over like everything I posted. He was like, and the interaction, it was nice to get the interactions, but
Yeah, I think I responded something like he needed a Twinkie or a Twix or a candy bar or some shit. Because he got worked up as hell. Yeah. Real quick. TM Lynn says someone needs to set up a Wikipedia for you. Oh, who wants to volunteer? Go do that shit. Go do that. I got too much going on. I can't do it.
I don't know how to edit a Wikipedia page.
Oh, Alex says he needed the Snickers. So yeah, it was Snickers that I suggested.
Oh yeah, you're not yourself when you haven't had a Snickers.
Yeah. In response to my question about the overseas, Iris says, yeah, sure. Anyone else non-U.S. want to join are welcome to. So if we have any other non-U.S. retail workers that are lurking around, cranky, if you see this, come on down. We can have us a nice little talk. Let's see what's going on here. We were talking about Kerrygold butter, and Alex is like, it's so expensive though. My fiance won't let me buy it. So how much is it where you're at, Alex? I know where I'm at and where I work. A 2-pack stick of Kerrygold salted butter is like $4.40 something. And I'm telling you, it's worth it. It's good. Now, if you just need butter in the house, yeah, Tillamook, or tonight I bought Challenge butter because it was on sale, a 4-pack for like $2.48 or something like that. I've never had that, so I don't know. TM Lynn's, that's not Irish butter. That's not it. Kerrygold. Kerrygold.
$4.18 at the Walmart near me. So yeah, about the same. I guess the same price. I guess we're not that far from each other.
Oh really. Well, $4.18 is a great deal for that butter. Go buy it. If you get it under $5 and you're cooking with it, especially like I figured out how to make a Olive Garden Alfredo, but better. the butter is key. The entire recipe tells you the quality of butter you use is really the key to how the recipe is. And I will only use the Kerrygold. Um, Irish
Well, it says
says
it's,
it's 429 euros,
I don't
which
know.
which is more expensive than the United States. Of course it is.
Well, I don't know what's going on because it says it's Kerrygold grass-fed pure Irish salted butter.
Is it a gold package?
I was gonna ask this: does butter eat grass? Why are they giving grass to the butter? That doesn't make any sense.
Because the cows make the butter. The cows eat the grass.
Sorry, that's the kind of joke my dad would make.
Yeah, TM Lynn says, hence the quotes. I'm originally from Wisconsin, where until a couple of years ago, stores couldn't sell it. Well, yeah, Wisconsin tries to have dairy locked down because y'all are like cheese capital of the world.
Yeah, it'd be illegal to eat any dairy in Wisconsin that's not
Oh,
from Wisconsin.
oh, speaking of which, this is just random since it's a retail therapy sessions. I'm gonna throw out there cheese. All right, so I'm gonna give you 5 cheeses. I want everybody to name your best. Number one, first cheese is pepper jack. Second cheese is Gouda. Third cheese is Edam. Fourth cheese is Munster. And fifth cheese is cheddar. Pick your favorite. I want to see what everybody says. What do you got, Blametag?
Um, well, I'm lactose intolerant, so but I do love cheese. So I have a very complicated relationship with cheese. But number one, definitely sharp cheddar, sharp white cheddar. The sharper, the better. Back when I lived in New England, like you'd put that shit on apple pie. That's the best.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Grew up in an Italian family. So number two have to be Parmesan.
Mozzarella. Oh, Parmesan. Yeah.
Yeah. I have to agree with you on pepper jack. Pepper jack is very good.
Well, like I said, that wasn't my rating. I was just throwing those out there.
Oh, it wasn't in any particular order.
Yeah. I love pepper jack, and believe it or not, I mean I've tried a lot, and my store brand out of all the cheese that we sell in the dairy is the best pepper jack. It's delicious. But there is another. I had posted this on Twitter a while back. It's like New York cheese, whatever. Pepperdew. That's probably the best cheese I've ever had. That was okay. Okay, I see this. I see you, Erica. No Famunda cheese. Good job. Nice. Brian Diamond says number 1 favorite Swiss, 2 Brie, 3 white cheddar, and 4 in Palm, and 5 is Mott's. TM Lynn says cheddar. Munster is underrated, which it really is. Pepper jack is overrated. It depends on the brand. If you like that. But like I said, my store brand, for whatever reason, out of the ones I bought, have been great. I love it.
Now,
Irish says, I guess it's time for the. What's that?
Have you tried the Ligma cheese?
No, I know what you're talking about. You can leave that out too.
Well, here's a controversial one I'll throw out there that I really like is blue cheese.
Oh, you like blue cheese? I can't get into blue cheese. It's fucking mold, man.
Shit. Oh, I love that moldy shit.
It's mold, dude. It's like, what the hell? It even looks gross. Like when I was working in the meat department, we had to do like these burger patties that had blue cheese on it. I'm like, how do people eat this shit? Well, all right, TM Lens, if you want to get technical, yeah, all cheese is mold. Fine. You win. Irish says, I guess it's time for the Warzone cult food arguments of the year. Steve, for Thanksgiving this year, have you been converted to have canned cranberry sauce? I don't eat cranberry sauce. Not a fan. Don't like it.
I'm going to put my ad up for the cranberries.
Do what?
Put my ad up, my Facebook Marketplace, $200 for a can of cranberries.
Guys, if y'all knew how much fucking cranberry sauce I have in my stock room right now, y'all'd be amazed. If we run out, well, we will run out. Okay, but it's like a mountain. And but yeah, blue cheese is just not something I ever got into. Hero says his table has canned cranberry sauce at Thanksgiving. Okay, so the table I sit at has canned cranberry sauce. I don't eat it. There's a local restaurant here that on every Friday, year long, does turkey and dressing. And so Hero and I will go sometimes at lunch, and I'm like, I want the turkey and dressing, but no cranberry sauce. And she gets mad. She's like, put the cranberry sauce on the side, so she could put it on whatever nonsense she's eating. I've never been a cranberry sauce fan. Sorry, I just don't know what the appeal is. It's like Jello. If I want Jello, I'll get the flavored Jello that I want. And I was today years old, by the way, in another grocery store, realizing that Nilla wafers, the actual brand Nilla wafers, has like their own banana pudding with Nilla wafers in it, like in the dairy section. I'd never seen that before.
I don't know that, but I'd also like to add to T and Lynn's. Yeah, fuck yeah on that provolone. Yeah, that should have made my list. Yeah, I'm gonna
Oh
throw
yeah,
provolone as my five. Yeah,
I mean I like a lot of cheese. Provolone's great. Like
yeah.
to give you an idea, like cheese, I'm I grew up in a family that every Christmas you had like a Hickory Farms beef stick and like these different cheeses. And I grew up
Yeah.
thinking like, well, why do I only have to have it at Christmas? Because if I can buy it year round, let's have it all the fucking time. You know, sometimes having like a charcuterie board kind of thing for dinner is great. And as far as cheeses go, in no particular order, I mean, I like pepper jack, I like Colby Jack, I like Munster, I like, I really do like smoked Gouda. Edam's good. Um, I'm not a big cheddar fan. I never have been. I'm a cheddar fan as far as like cooking. Provolone, obviously, and mozzarella, obviously, are good. But I use that more for cooking. I use thin sliced provolone for sandwiches, you know. But that's kind of where I'm at. And see, Swiss is not a cheese I've ever been a fan of, ever. I've never had Havarti. Can somebody explain to me what the flavor profile of that is?
I'll fuck with Swiss.
Yeah, I mean,
I
now
think Swiss
look, there,
everyone.
yeah, Swiss. There's places I've eaten that it's on whatever, and I've eaten it. But Hero says I've had Havarti. I have. I don't know. Mexican cheese, queso. Does that count?
Cojito. Is it Cojito or Cojito?
Yeah, that's the
It's kind of
crumbly
like,
one, isn't it?
yeah, it's kind of like feta.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure I've had the Mexican cheese at Mexican restaurants, but I couldn't tell you what they are. But those are good too. I mean, I like cheese. I just do. Who doesn't? And Hero's like, how did we get here? Because this is just what we do.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's a therapy session. Someone, I don't know, talk shit about work. I don't know. My manager's an asshole.
Well, I guess cheese does kind of tie in because what kind of cheese do you get on your pizza for your pizza party?
Mozzarella and nothing else.
Yeah, that unfortunately is it.
We had a
Um,
really successful corporate walk, and I'm still waiting on that pizza.
oh really?
Yeah.
So so we've crossed over into November. So have you seen what kind of bullshit have you seen so far going into November? Because I mean we're about to turn the corner. I mean we're in Q4. You know, has the nonsense started where you're at?
Um. Well, I have a certain amount of this. I've had like I don't know what you'd call it, some kind of privilege where our busy season is over. We're back to school, get
Right.
busy. So this is our slow time of year. We're going to be slow until probably April or May.
You know that surprises me. I really thought that y'all would be busy during Q4. I mean, I understand. I mean, get it. I understand. So you're telling me that back to school is your time, right?
Yeah, like we're busy. Like we're busy-ish all year. Like we're kind of hurting right now, but yeah, this is from now until January is considered our slowest time of the year. Yeah.
So do you guys have hour cuts right now?
Oh, to the fucking bone. Yeah.
Cause see
Like I
that
have a
that
coworker who quit. They're just not going to replace her.
That amazes me because I would really feel like this time of year you guys would have a pickup. Obviously, the company feels like they know better. And I know back to school is huge, Jared, just like, office supplies and whatnot. But I would still think that you guys' business at Christmas would be kind of heavy. Now, do you guys sell like Christmas trees and shit like that, or y'all just hands off with that?
No, we have it. We sell that stuff, like not like we don't get a huge supply of it, and like some people buy it, but yeah, we don't. It's not really big sellers for us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but we
That's
do. We do have it out.
really surprising to me.
Yeah, like we're still trying to sell through Christmas shit from last year that we haven't sold through
Wow.
yet. Yeah, it's
Okay.
coming this year. Yeah.
Do you think it's market specific as far as where you're at? Because I know where I used to live, I don't think that would have been the case.
It's possible because when I lived up north, I was in I was I worked in a movie theater, so like this is my first retail job, so I
Right.
don't know.
Well, I mean, they might do more business if they announced at the front door that they had a Pulitzer Prize winner that works there.
That's I mean that's true. If maybe I did autographs on the weekend, that would bring people
Oh,
in.
that would be great. Yeah, autograph session with Matt Starr.
Yeah.
Get your picture taken. How much would you charge for an autograph versus a picture?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I would charge for an autograph. A picture, maybe $20.
Man, you could rake in the dough. It would
I'm
be
just going
great.
with like Comic Con prices. Usually, I think they charge like $20 for a picture of those guys.
Nice. Speaking of cons, we still need to get into this Warzone con thing. We should have like a combo. It's like retail Warzone serving times con. That could be fun. It could be a great time had by all. So,
Yeah.
and obviously, talking about cheese, we made Alex extremely hungry. Uh,
Um, Someone in the chat said it. I didn't see who that. For all the shit we talk about it, Kerrygold really should be sponsoring this podcast.
I did see that. Who said that? Let me scroll. I can find out. Let's see who came up with that brilliant idea. Uh, let's see. I'm looking. That would be Irish. The amount of free advertising Kerrygold get from the Warzone, they should at least send you a few pounds as a sponsor. Please, please. It's great butter. I mean, it is fantastic. You know, I remember when I first started working in dairy, I literally took a picture of it and I messaged Irish and sent it to him like, "What is this?" And he's like, "Oh, we have damn fine dairy." And we were comparing prices or whatnot, and actually, our price, you know, here was comparable to what they were selling it for there. And but now Irish, real quick, on the other side of our store, we have Kerrygold cheese. And I think I asked you about that before, and you said you weren't familiar with that. Because, some stores you have like the deli area and they have like these specialty cheeses. The specialty cheeses we had Kerrygold. And I'm like, oh, this is weird. But I haven't bought any of that yet, so I don't know. Fun stuff. Um, let's see what else we got going on. So, Irish.
I want to say hi to Peepees. I got Peepees in here.
Oh, hi, PPs. Oh, speaking of which, cats. So tell us about your cat situation. You haven't got to discuss this. I know some of it's kind of hard, but kind of discuss what's going on with the cats.
Well, we got the two kittens. Hang on, she's here destroying my desk. Lizzie is getting big. She's almost as big as like a full size cat.
Is that the gray and white?
Yeah, she's a calico. And then Molly Molotov, she's the black, and she's still pretty small. She's not getting big very quickly.
I have to give Blametag a lot of credit for the name. What is it, Molotov Cattail?
Molotov cattail, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And same here at the Warzone household. Hero always wanted a white cat, and a kitten came along, and we retrieved him. His name is Poseidon, Poe for short. And lo and behold, he's mostly white, but all of a sudden he's got orange striped tail and orange spots popping up on him. He's a
Oh,
sweet
nice.
boy. But he is an agent of chaos. Period.
Yeah, if I suddenly cut out, I've got, yeah, Sasha here. PP's is trying to knock everything off my desk.
So how is PP's acclimated to your new family members?
She's doing all right. There's not really best friends or anything, but she'll, I think, play with them. I don't know. She likes to smack Lizzie in the face a lot. It doesn't seem aggressive.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have seen pictures of my cats, and Zeus is our black Bombay, and he's huge. I would guess he's probably around 17 pounds at this point. He's a big cat. So, however, Poe, Poseidon, decides he wants to fight him. And it's the funniest thing. Oh, Hero says that Zeus is now 22 pounds. Wow. He's a big boy. But anyway, so 22 pounds, and we've got little Poseidon, who isn't even 6 months old at this point, decides he wants to attack this big black cat. It is something to see. No fear. No fear whatsoever. And Blametag, do you have any experience with your cats using door frames as scratch posts?
No, they kind of like to rub their face on it, like maybe scratch their face on the door frames, but they don't scratch them with their claws or anything.
Well, Itty Bitty, one of our other cats, it's like we ever move out of this apartment, I'm gonna have to sand down the door frame and repaint it. But use it as a scratch post. And all of a sudden, Poe comes along and starts doing it too. And then one day, Hero turns around and looks, and this cat has crawled all the way up the door frame to the ceiling. It's insane. Alex says Merlin got up to 20 pounds, and the vet told us he needed to be put on a diet, so he hovers around 18, 19 pounds now, I think. Well, that's the thing. When we got Zeus, we searched. Sorry, been under the weather for about 5 days now, so the cough is kind of bad. Hero snuck me a lifesaver under the curtain, but Zeus is we figured out he was a Bombay, and which is basically he's all muscle. Zeus is that big, and he is not a fat cat. He is just huge. He lays down on the floor and stretches. It's like, my God. And Hero says the vet says he's good as long as he doesn't get any bigger. Oh yeah, exactly. But so the transition with the new kittens, I know you and I had messaged before, so it's been okay. Blametag.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think they're fully acclimated now.
Well, that's good.
My
So
in-laws are here. They've got their dog, which is fun. They like to follow the dog around.
right. So how old are the two new additions?
What's a little over 7 months?
Oh, so they're still babies.
Yeah, I think they're technically tweens, but they're like
So
tween cats. So I think the technical term for that is twat. So they're
twat.
twats.
They're twats.
They're
So
twats.
so how are the zoomies?
Hilarious.
Same here.
Yeah, they like to do. I think my wife calls it kitty racetrack, and just go around the house all day.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I love cats. I mean, I think cats are. If you love dogs, that's great too. But I think Blaine Tag, you'd agree, the learning curve on raising a cat is so much easier than a dog because you don't have to train them. They know how.
Oh
They,
yeah,
they know how to go to the litter box. They know how to say "fuck you." They have their own personalities and whatnot, and it's so much easier. But I have four here now. I've got Zeus, Itty Bitty Kitty, Cannoli, and now Poseidon, and it's been great. Nobody's got hurt, nobody's died. You know,
yeah.
knock on wood. So it's been interesting, but it's amusing. It's a lot of fun. Um, Hero says, I wonder how many retail employees have pets cause after dealing with customers all day, you need something to be nice. Probably a lot.
Yeah,
T-
that makes sense.
yeah, TM Lynn says I have a dog because my kids went to college and I got outvoted 1-0. Alex says I grew up with cats and never thought I'd be a dog person, but I love Colby so much. Hey, look, pets are great all the way around. The one thing about pets is they love their humans. Cats show it a way different way, and they're much more arrogant and much. They're the ones that'll be like, "Fuck you, I don't want you around me." But at the quiet times, they'll jump in your lap and, "Hey, I'll let you pet me for a little bit, human." Okay, that's good. Bye.
Yeah,
It,
usually I
it's
like to but
it,
yeah.
it, it's just weird, but it's cool. And I think if humans adopted the cat mentality, maybe we'd be better off. Don't you think? You can be nice to me for a little bit, but now I'm gonna fucking bite you. And Brian says, I grew up with both and I greatly prefer them to most people. Yes. TM
Yep.
Lynn says, was never a pet person, have been unpleasantly proven wrong for the most part. That's the thing. I mean, how many videos have you seen about like fathers? Oh, I don't want a cat. I don't want a dog. And the fathers wind up being like, this is my baby, basically. Yeah. Alex says, I got so lucky. My cats are like dogs. They cuddle, they follow, they talk. One of them fetches. Speaking of fetching, Poseidon fetches. Hero, there's this little stuffed fish that that she'll throw, and Poe will go get it, and he'll bring it back to her. Throw it again, please. So, yeah, we have a cat that plays. Oh, no, bird, excuse me. Oh, you told me about earlier. I'm sorry, I messed that up. Bird. Yeah, but it's a bird, and he'll go fetch it and bring it back to her, and she'll throw it again, and he'll bring it back to her. And that's why we should be glad he is not an outdoor cat, because that is the cat that's going to bring you the dead rat that he killed and be like, look what I got for you, mommy. And Irish says, all joking aside, because he's really downplaying it, huge congrats to Blametag. That's a legit honor and something to be proud of. Now the Warzone can add Pulitzer Prize winners to its list of guests.
Oh, thank you, Irish. Yeah, I am very modest about it, but yeah.
So how did all that come about?
The
How?
Pulitzer Prize thing?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, you could just nominate yourself. It's just like 75 dollars. Like you can nominate anybody. But yeah, I sent in a couple articles and for the category of satire, and I kind of forgot about it. And then one day they just, hey, you won the Pulitzer.
So I'm at the end of the loop of this. So that's legit. Is that what you're telling me?
That's absolutely legit. Yeah. Why would I lie about that?
Okay. I'm just checking because, but I'm assuming that went under your real name.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a prestigious award. I can't put a fake name on it. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So, oh, see, TM Lynn's like, you seriously won? I thought it was a bunch of satire. Would you like to clarify, sir? I take it as a no comment.
I mean, you want me to clarify? Or you want
We would like you. We would like you to clarify for the record.
Oh, I mean, I do write satire, but I also really did win the Pulitzer Prize. Something secure.
See, Alex is even like, okay, I thought it was satire too. Wait, what's going on here? Now you've confused everybody, Blametag. And that's what makes it magical, don't it? Hello?
Oh yeah, I think I might have lost you for a second.
Yeah, so Alex says, okay, I thought it was satire too. Wait, what's going on here? And I said, that's the magic, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
That's right. And that's why I'm proud to have him as my sponsor. I could have paid sponsors. That's great. If they want to give me free shit,
Yeah.
that's even cooler. And but as far as I'm concerned, from now to the end of time, The serving times will always be the primary sponsor of the retail war zone because this is a talented man, extremely talented, and his writing is great. And I still cannot get over, my favorite still to this day is the guy who went in the stockroom and got lost. I will never forget sitting here reading that to Hero about to pee my pants because
I need
it
I
was
need
so
to
great.
repost.
Do what?
I need to repost that over on the new site.
You do. You need to put that back up. As Alex says, this is the way. Uh, Erica says, fuck, create your own writing award and call it good. Yep, that too. That too. So, TM Lynn says, my favorite is the guy who walked to corporate. That was a good one too.
Oh, that was, yeah. I did like that one too. Yeah. I
So,
mean, I like everything I wrote. So
yeah, so before we go, and we haven't touched this yet, and I wanted to save this to last. All right.
is
So,
it fuck the animal?
well, hold on. Hero also loved the toddler manager. The toddler manager was a good one too. Well,
That was a predict the future one because that was before they started sending kids back to work.
yeah, wow. So Sarah Huckabee Sanders owes you for that one.
Yeah, that was actually my brother's idea too. He sent me that one.
That's great. And Iris says that's a weird Venn diagram of sponsors, Pulitzer Prize winners, and Kerrygold butter. You're right. So before we go, I'm just going to leave this for you. Um, Blametag, Dr. Matthew Starr. What would you like to say about the National Retail Federation?
I would like to say fuck the National Retail Federation. um, they did block me on Twitter, which I do consider an accomplishment. Um, so the big story with them recently is that they've been being called out. And shout out, going back to Substack, Popular Information on Substack actually, I think, broke this. That they were fucking lying about how much worse retail theft had gotten
Correct.
as an excuse to close a bunch of stores.
That is correct. And just to let everybody know, there was a study done, and the shrink percentages aren't any different than they have been. And what's happened is them publicizing the theft, sure, it makes us all more aware of it. And when you become more aware of it, it looks like it's more. But statistically speaking, from the numbers, it's the same. Correct, Blame Tag?
Correct. Yes. And actually, this is what I really wanted to say about the NRF, because what's interesting about them is they have their website that they kind of post their own news stories, and they're basically making their own news. And then a lot of other business media sites will pick up on that and start quoting them as the source. But if you go and read their actual articles, they don't actually give you where they've got the information. They'll just be like, an NRF economist said this, an NRF law specialist said that. But they're not saying where they're getting their actual numbers.
Right.
So
It's been
NRF is saying is bullshit. This is the trick for
it is the trick. And
bullshit.
um
That's how you tell if the information is unreliable.
that you're correct. The NRF is just a terrible organization all around. I mean, there have been numerous articles, and it's what's interesting is when you talk about theft, the one thing that Emily Stewart at Vox left out that I said was the amount of managers out there that will take damaged goods and write them off as theft to keep from getting in trouble is astounding. And she didn't use that, right? But that's fact. That happens. There's a lot of damaged merchandise that comes through these stores. The store managers say, hey, code it as theft. That's an ongoing thing. And if I'm not
I've been
mistaken,
very explicitly instructed to do that at my job.
exactly. And, because the new catchphrase this year is theft. So let's just lump everything in there, and it makes the stores look better. And it's a fucking sham, is what it is, a fucking sham. And like Erica said, it's not verified. It is not verified because you can't go in. You have to be there at a store when a manager tells their assistant manager, "Hey, just mark this down as theft." It's unverifiable, but it happens. I've been part of it. I've seen it. I've been instructed to do it. It's real.
But see, the NRF's expert says so, and you can see in this article they posted on their own website with no corroborating information. Are you saying that's not reliable?
No, because the NRF should stand for National Retail Fuckery.
I can't remember the guy's name. It was his last name's Johnston, and he's like the loss prevention guy at the NRF. And I was in their webinar last month for their, they're trying to push a bill through Congress that just basically makes the punishment for retail theft harsher, basically. And he said during the thing, he's like, these are the numbers, X amount increase over the last 3 years. But, a lot of stores don't really report their correct numbers. So it's actually a lot worse than what we're saying. So you look at these numbers and just assume it's worse.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like, then why don't you just say what those numbers are? And yeah, it's magically worse. Whatever you think it is, it's worse was the message I was taking away from his whole thing.
Right. Well, they're trying to spin it. But look,
yeah.
Now the one thing I will say,
like National Retail Famunda, I see.
Yeah, Famunda. The one thing I will say is, from a shoplifting standpoint, if the companies will really want this to stop and they really care, they'll push for legislation to make it, severe punishments for it. Because face it, I mean, I don't think it's necessarily right. If you have a homeless person come in and they're stealing like a pack of hot dogs, or they're stealing something, obviously, that's very low dollar because they want to eat, is one thing. I mean, I get that. I understand that. But until they make the punishments for shoplifting more severe, it's going to continue. So until then, fuck off. Make the punishments more severe if you really want to stop it. And they'll talk about making the punishments more severe, but they're not doing any lobbying or anything to make that really, really happen. And organized retail theft is a thing. I've seen it in action. It runs multiple states. That it's not fiction. However, we've seen this thing this year with, we're blaming shrink and we're blaming strikes for underperforming stores. Well, I guess what? I'm telling you right now, the fact that stores are underperforming is because the payroll budgets are shit. They're not having enough staff in the building to even make sure that there's no theft. Because guess what? Old school theft protection is customer service somebody to death. But if you don't have anybody on the floor, nobody's saying, "Hey, do you need a basket for that?" So what we're seeing is these corporations making excuses for not having bodies on the floor, and they're accounting it as theft. That's really what it is.
Well, I remember they did this thing, I don't remember if it was last year or a couple years ago, where they were saying it was our wages were causing prices to go up. It's like, all these people, they want more money. And then when kind of confronted with the information, they were like, "Oh no, it's actually the theft. It's the theft. We were wrong."
Right, because they've got to have something to blame it on. And that's just the reality.
Yeah, so let's see now that they have these numbers that says it's not the theft, what they're going to turn around.
Well, we'll revisit this next year and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, it's because people don't want to quit. I heard that, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's coming too. So, real quick before we end off here for the evening, tell us what you got coming up next on the serving times.
I've been very productive. I've been trying to, I know I've been kind of spotty sometimes with when I have new stuff, but I've been pretty good this week. I've got one coming Friday. I just mentioned it about the new phenomenon, the Great Retention, we're calling it.
Mm-hmm.
People don't want to not work anymore. People refuse to quit their jobs like assholes.
Right.
Monday, I've got one I really like, is maybe my favorite thing I've written in a long time, called Karen Index,
Oh, that's gonna be good.
which is basically, yeah, the spending threshold for how much you need to spend in order to feel superior to a customer service worker, to treat them like shit, has risen, and it's costing customers more money at the checkout. So I wrote about that.
Right.
Yeah, and then the regular stuff too. I've got a story about mysterious disappearance of a retail worker after he topped off the baler, and then he just disappeared without a trace. Yeah,
Oh Lord.
well, I got some good stuff coming.
Sweet. So,
Yeah.
having said that, it's been a good night. We'll have some more stuff coming soon. And we're sitting at an hour and 7 minutes. Blametag, thank you for being here. It's always fun having you on. It's
Oh,
always
let me just
fun.
say before we go, if you guys like the serving times, make sure to subscribe, because that's going to help the website reach more people.
Yes. So the link to the Serving Time Substack is in the description of the video, as well as the Retail Warzone. Sub. Especially for Blametag, because what he does is so much different than what we do. It's creative, it's informative, and although it's satire, there's a lot of his satire that might as well be fact at this point in time. So please support him. Please spread the word. He's a
It's good
great.
satire when you can't tell the difference.
Do what?
So it's good satire when you can't tell the difference.
Exactly. It's great satire when you can't tell the difference. And, as him being the official sponsor of the Retail Warzone, he deserves every click, every share you can give him. So please do that. Having said that, we got some stuff coming up soon. I'll get with Irish talking about retail on this side of the pond versus his side again. We'll go down that avenue. Maybe we'll compare product prices and things like that. That would be interesting to see. So, having said that, everyone have a great night. Thank you for being here, and we will see you next time.